Minimalism doesn't have to mean cold or empty. When softened with texture, warm tones, and curated details, it becomes inviting. Warm minimalism is clarity without coldness, simplicity with soul. In this video, I'll show you how to design a home that feels serene but never sterile, so your space is minimal yet deeply comforting. Watch until the end to gather all the inspiration you need to create your own warm, effortless sanctuary. The heart of warm minimalism. Warm minimalism is about harmony, the balance between simplicity and comfort. Where classic minimalism sometimes feels austere, warm minimalism brings humanity into space. You still see open layouts, clean lines, and surfaces free of clutter, but softened with natural details. Picture a sleek sofa, not alone in emptiness, but paired with a soft wool throw and a wooden side table. This style doesn't demand that you live with less just for the sake of rules. Instead, it asks you to live with clarity, to surround yourself only with what adds beauty or meaning. Every item has a role, whether it's practical, emotional, or aesthetic. Nothing is there just because. A warm, minimalist room doesn't overwhelm you with things, but it doesn't feel vacant either. It feels like an exhale. When you walk in after a long day, the openness calms your mind, while the warmth of texture, wood, and light reminds you that this is still home, not a gallery. And once you've set the foundation, what truly carries this feeling is the palette that surrounds you. The gentle power of neutrals. Color defines mood more than we realize. In warm minimalism, the palette leans on neutrals, but not the cold, sterile whites you might expect. Instead, think of colors with warmth built in. Creamy off-whites, soft taupes, mushroom grays, and sandy beiges. These hues create calm, but they also carry richness, making the space feel layered and inviting. Layering is what makes neutrals sing. A beige linen sofa paired with a wool rug in a slightly darker tone creates depth without chaos. Add a terracotta vase on a wooden side table, and suddenly the palette feels earthy, not flat. The layers are subtle, but they build warmth that resonates quietly. Natural light enhances these tones. In the morning, soft grey walls might glow almost blue, while in the afternoon, they take on a golden warmth. At night, with the right lighting, neutrals feel cocoon-like. Unlike bold colors, which can dictate mood too strongly, neutrals shift gracefully with the day. And perhaps most importantly, neutrals create mental clarity. They don't fight for attention. They let you rest, focus, and breathe. In a world that constantly overstimulates, this simplicity is the ultimate luxury. Yet even the most balanced palette feels incomplete without a layer of quiet richness beneath it. Texture as comfort. If color is the foundation, texture is the personality. Without it, minimalism risks becoming flat. With it, minimalism becomes alive. Imagine a boucle chair beside a smooth oak table, or sheer linen curtains shifting gently in the breeze. The contrast between surfaces creates quiet interest, even when the color palette stays restrained. Textiles are an easy entry point. A chunky knit throw over a sofa, a nubby wool rug underfoot, or even a single cushion in raw linen makes a room instantly more inviting. These textures don't just add visual warmth, they add touch, reminding you that a home is to be lived in, not just looked at. Even small functional objects can add texture. A clay mug with a matte glaze, a basket woven from natural fibers, or a hand-thrown ceramic bowl on a shelf. These are everyday pieces, but in warm minimalism, they double as decor because of their material honesty. The beauty of texture is how versatile it is with the seasons. In summer, lighter linens and cottons keep things airy. In winter, adding a sheepskin or wool blanket brings cozy comfort. Warm minimalism isn't static. It can evolve with the rhythm of the year, keeping your home aligned with how you want to feel. And while softness matters, Grounding your home in materials that feel timeless is just as important. Wood, stone, and nature. Natural materials are the backbone of this style. Wood, in particular, is essential. Light oak feels Scandinavian and fresh, while walnut adds depth and sophistication. Even a simple wooden tray or stool can warm a minimalist room and keep it from feeling sterile. Stone grounds the palate in its own way. Travertine, limestone, and marble each bring unique character. A travertine coffee table feels rustic yet refined. A marble countertop, while sleek, still feels timeless and organic. These surfaces are cool to the touch but visually grounding, balancing softness with strength. Plants and natural elements breathe life into the room. A single olive tree in a terracotta pot, a vase of wild branches, or a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter adds movement and freshness. Nature keeps a minimalist room from feeling staged. It makes it dynamic. Together, wood, stone, and greenery create dialogue. Hard materials meet soft textures, earthy tones meet clean lines. The result is a space that feels rooted, timeless, and deeply human. But beyond the materials you choose, lighting is what reveals their true character. Light that warms. Lighting is where minimalism often succeeds or fails. A room can be beautifully styled, but if the lighting is harsh, it loses comfort immediately. Warm minimalism relies on layered, soft light to create mood. Ceiling lights alone can make a space feel stark, with shadows that strip away warmth. Instead, layer different sources: a sculptural floor lamp near a reading chair, a table lamp on a console, and candles flickering in the evening. These pockets of light create depth, making the room feel alive. Warm-toned bulbs are key. Stick to around 2700 Kelvin for a golden glow. Avoid cool-toned bulbs that turn the space icy. Think of how flattering and serene golden hour feels outdoors. That's the atmosphere your lighting should mimic indoors. And of course, embrace natural light. Sheer curtains filter it gently, letting it wash over walls and fabrics. Mirrors can reflect it deeper into the room, expanding brightness without adding clutter. Light is free, but it's the most powerful design tool you have. And once light sets the mood, the way you edit your belongings decides whether the calm truly lasts. Intentional simplicity. Decluttering is where minimalism often gets misunderstood. Warm minimalism doesn't aim for emptiness. It aims for clarity. The difference is subtle but important. Instead of removing for the sake of removing, you keep what truly matters and let it shine. Ask yourself, does this item serve me? Does it bring joy? If the answer is no, it may not belong. But if it does, keep it proudly. Just give it space to breathe. That's the heart of editing with intention. One helpful method is the one statement per surface rule. Let each table or shelf hold only one or two meaningful objects: a console with a ceramic vase and a framed photo, a coffee table with a single sculptural bowl. The restraint makes your chosen pieces feel more powerful. This practice not only makes your home calmer, but also simplifies your life. Cleaning becomes faster. Decision fatigue melts away, and the objects that remain carry more weight because they're chosen with care, not by default. I'd love to know, what's the hardest part for you when it comes to decluttering? Is it letting go of sentimental pieces or simply having too much to sort through? Share your thoughts in the comments. Once the excess is gone, the question becomes, how do you add back the right pieces? The ones that make the space feel like you. Personality in moderation. Minimalism without personality feels hollow. Warm minimalism insists on weaving in your identity, just with balance. Maybe it's artwork from your travels, a vintage mirror inherited from family, or a handmade bowl from a local artist. These details make your space yours. The key is to curate them rather than scatter them. Place them thoughtfully so they become highlights, not background noise. Books are an effortless way to add personality. A neat stack on a side table shows your taste without creating clutter. A textile brought back from a trip, used as a throw or hung as wall art, carries memory and story. These details aren't random, they're curated whispers of your life. When used in moderation, personal touches feel intentional. They elevate the space while grounding it in who you are. A home should reflect you, but in a way that feels calm, not chaotic. And beyond the details you add, there's something else just as powerful: the moments of openness you choose to keep. The luxury of space. The ultimate gift of warm minimalism is space itself. In a world overflowing with stuff, empty space feels luxurious. It's not a void, it's a pause. A bare table is an invitation to work, to eat, to gather without distraction. A clean corner feels restful, like a personal retreat. Even an empty wall can be powerful, giving your eyes a break. This openness also leaves room for life. For flowers brought home on a whim, for a new book you're reading, for a friend sitting down with a cup of tea. Instead of filling every inch, you allow space for the unexpected. Warm minimalism isn't about perfection, it's about freedom. The freedom to breathe, to move, to change. Space isn't absence, it's presence, it's clarity. And that's why less truly becomes more. If you're ready for more ideas on creating a home that feels calm yet inviting, be sure to watch this next video.